Okay, number one, -1. I don't like it when they're repeating decimals. I really thought that there was going to be something better for me after dividing that, but apparently that's no. Okay, so I subtracted 1, divided by -3.6, got e by itself. Then I natural logged both sides and brought the exponent in front. Natural log e cancels. About 10.5033. Any questions about number one? Anything at all? Okay. Number 3. First thing I see is that it's subtraction. So I'm going to condense it with division. So step 1, condense with division. Step 2 is going to be guidance circle, but I'm going to convert this to log base e. So that I have a base to start my exponential. I'm going to put the e over 1 and cross multiply. So I noticed on some of your tests when I was grading them at 10 p.m. Oh, Mrs. Salve, you have so much stamina. Yes, I do. That some of you guys did the butterfly guy. I just like that's so cute. Okay, so -2x e to the 1 equals 7 times 1 is 7. Okay, now, Mrs. Talbot, do you need to write e to the 1? Do I need to be writing e to the 1? No. Does anyone know why I'm doing it though? There's a reason I'm actually doing it. That's a really great reason, but that's not it. Okay, what happens in the calculator when you type e? Yeah, it makes you put a power in there. So I thought maybe this would be less confusing if you actually had. Okay, so I'm going to do this division in 2 steps. I'm going to do 7 divided by e to the 1, enter, and then divided by -2, enter. Also, I noticed on your test too, on a couple of these problems, they were people were finding a decimal for this and then continuing with the problem, which I think is a really good idea. If you get confused by order of operations, it would never hurt to type 7 over e to the 1, get a decimal, and then divide both sides by -2 if you like that better. Totally fine. I'm just too lazy. Okay. Now let's talk about the agenda. Which is not here, it's here. Okay. Um, so chapter 11 is called rational expressions. Let's talk about those words. So rational means ratio, which I want you to think of as a fraction. An expression means things that have x's in them, like and it's added together, like polynomials kind of. I like to call them algebra fraction thingies. Technical. So on 2 through 5, it's simplifying algebra fraction thingies. And 14 through 17 is multiplying and dividing algebra fraction thingies. Okay, simplifying is just like reducing a fraction. And multiplying is going to be multiplying across. And then dividing is going to be keep change split. So there's stuff that you already know, but there is stuff I need to teach you. All of these columns are actually on a resource page. Mrs. Rice and I, we were too lazy to wait for you to write the problems down. So we made a page in your packet. So there's no notebook today. Your homework is 9, 20, 21, and 23. And there's my joke. You like that one? Yeah, okay. You like it. You like it. I'll take it. You had a 10? You had a 10? Okay.
Oh, sorry, I meant hand. Oh. I like wrote it on my hand.
We didn't even do that yet, honey. Okay, whatever. Anyway. Okay. All right, so buckle in. Okay, now I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I already hear you. And I hear your brain. You're like, oh my God, so many. Okay, because they're very short. So before you freak out by the sheer number, the first one is 1. Okay, so on this one, that is the work I would like you to show. Welcome to middle school. Okay, that's called the giant 1. And we're going to draw the giant 1, say, twice, and that's it, because I can't. Although, that might be one of my better career giant 1s. Okay, now, for B. This is the part that I really need to teach you. I really need to make sure that this gets in your brain today. I know that you guys can see that the top is the same as the bottom, so it's 1. I know we get that. But there's actually a value that x cannot be in this. Yes, 0. X cannot be 0. Okay, and I want you to put a note for yourself. This is going to be important through the whole chapter. You can't divide by 0. So that means that anything that makes 0 on the bottom is going to be called an excluded value. Okay, so there's your vocab. Okay, so now for C, we have 2 things for C. We're going to find out what the answer is. I'm hoping that you can see that it's 1. Okay, and then we're going to find the excluded value. So answer to that's 1. Okay, and then what you do is you take the bottom, the denominator, so divide by means the denominator, and you say x minus 3 cannot equal 0, plus 3, plus 3, x cannot equal 3. Okay, so these problems have two parts. You simplify the fraction, and you state the things that x cannot be. Okay, now D, last one that we're going to draw a giant 1 on. I see a giant 1 on the z's. After this, I'm going to cross them out, but I really want to make sure that you guys understand that I'm not crossing them out and making them 0. I'm crossing them out and making them 1. So the answer for this is x over y. However, okay, so you have like, you're in English class now, and you have this like, the answer is x over y. However, in your comma, you take the things on the bottom, z cannot equal 0, y cannot equal 0. There's no math to do on that one because it's just z and y. Okay, now what I'm going to do is grab a different color. If you guys like to use colors in your notes, I'm going to use a different color to make my giant 1 cancel. If you were in Mr. Guinan's class last year, if you would cross things out and say die, 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 that's kind of what we're doing right now. Never? Oh, supposed to be fun. Number 2 done. Okay, now that was actually slow for these problems. We're gonna go faster because we're not gonna draw giant ones. We're going to just cancel. Except for this first one, I'm just gonna put equals 1. Okay, now over here, I'm gonna put comma. X squared cannot equal 0. I want you guys to all be clear that the x squared is the bottom one. I'll see you later. Any questions about A? So they're the same thing. So I said 1. Then I took the bottom one. I said the bottom cannot be 0. And then I square rooted both sides to get x. Okay, now let's go to B. Okay, so this is where I'm going to cancel stuff. So that makes a 1. That makes a 1. Okay, now looking at the bottom, the only variable in the bottom is x, so x cannot equal 0. Okay, what can I cancel in C? Beautiful. Okay, now notice on this, I have 2 excluded values. Even though I canceled this out, you need to do the excluded value from the original problem, not after you cancel. Connor? Okay, now I have a lot of people in this class that are advanced. If you can state the excluded values without showing work, that's totally fine. So if you can look at this and say x cannot equal 2, x cannot equal 1, that's totally fine. You don't need to show all of this work. I'm doing it because I don't want to hear, where'd the positive 2 come from? Where'd the positive 1 come from? And so I'm just doing all the work. Okay. I wasn't speaking to you necessarily. I was just, that was my teenage, oh, see, I didn't mean.
Oh.
Okay, anyway, D. D is to reassure you that you can cancel across. And then there's an X on the bottom in the original problem, so X cannot equal 0.
Don't put nine. They're not gonna do it either.
Nope, because 9 will never equal 0. You only have to worry about variables.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I have a set of H's that make 1. What's in the bottom in the original problem? H cannot equal 0. I don't need to say anything about K. K is in the top. It's really important that excluded values for you guys, you understand those are in the bottom only because divide by 0 is the problem. Okay, what about F? M plus 6 cancel? You see why we made this resource page. It's like the problems take longer or less time than actually writing them down. So, okay, now I go back to the original problem. Okay, now G. I think they stepped up the difficulty level just a bit. For G, I'm actually going to write it out. That will make it easier for me to see what cancels. So this is a 1, and 6 divided by 3 makes 2. Okay, now again, my advanced math people, on this problem, you could just cancel out the exponent and the bottom. That's fine with me. I don't care. I'm just doing this so that it's really clear. Okay, now let's look at the original problem at the bottom. We don't have to worry about the 3. That's a constant. We only have to worry about the n minus 2. Okay, that's problem of number 3. Okay, so number 3, this one, H, is to remind you that when you cancel, it doesn't make 0. It doesn't just disappear. This is a giant 1. So there will be a 1 on the top. Okay. Any questions about any of that? Good so far? Okay, so now moving on to number 4. Number 4, we're going to talk about some things that are legal. What's legal and what's not legal. So in this problem, I want us to let x equal 5 just for a minute. So 4 times 5 over 5 equals 20 over 5, which equals 4. Okay, so my question is, in the case of A, is it okay to cancel the x's? Yes. Okay, now for B. Yes. I just said let x equal 5. I wrote it right there. And I just picked 5. I wanted to pick something, anything but 0 would have been fine to pick, but I wanted to pick 5 because it's, yeah. Okay. Now, my question is it okay to cancel out the x's here? No. Okay, because this makes 9 on the top. It doesn't, this answer does not come out to be 4. If I cancel those, I would get 4. My answer is not 4, it's 9/5. So 4x plus x, 4 plus x, oh goodness, I made it like terms. 4 plus x over x is literally 4 plus x over x. That is as simplified as that will get. Okay, so for C, okay, now for D, I want you guys to talk in your groups for 10, 15 seconds. Figure out which one of those is correct and which one is not correct. You guys have it? I heard it. First one is a no. This is addition. And this is yes, because it's multiplication. Okay. All right. So, okay. Number 5A. Can I cross out the x squareds? No. Okay. These are diamond and box style problems. Okay. For the top, And I gotta be honest with you. I hate it when people say that, by the way. I just cannot wait for that phase to go away, but um I'm not going to do the diamond and box for all of these problems. I can do the diamond and box in my head. Most of the time when I'm demonstrating this for you, I'm going to do it in my head. If you are able to do it in your head, by all means, do it in your head. I never learned the diamond and box in high school. We just guess and check. But anyway, we'll do it a little bit here just to remind you, but x squared goes in the first box. I'm just doing the top, by the way. 9 goes in the last box. 9x squared in the top, 6x in the bottom. No, these are all pretty neat and tidy problems. They come out with nice answers, stuff cancels. They're usually pretty satisfying. Yes, great job. Okay, okay. All right, so there's the top. I diamond the box it. The bottom, I need to remind you of a very useful tool called difference of squares. This is diamond and boxable. X squared minus 9, you can put x squared plus 0x minus 9 and diamond and box it if you want. I'm never going to do that. I'm going to be the person who hopefully can recognize its difference of squares because I'm so lazy. I don't want to do the diamond and box. So difference means it's subtraction, and these are two perfect squares. Okay, what you do is you take the x squared and you break it into x and x, and you take the 9 and break it into 3 and 3, and then you have 1 plus and 1 minus. Hint, like pro tip on these problems, if you should have stuff that cancels, because that's the whole point of the problem is to simplify it. Not always, but you know you're on the right track if stuff is simplifying. Okay, so I have a giant one here. Okay, now, second pro tip. To state the excluded values for this, do it when it's already factored. It's so much easier. Okay, so there's A. I want you to try B in your groups, please. It's going to require 2 diamond and boxes. I'm going to do it up here while you're doing it in your groups. So diamond and box the top, diamond and box the bottom. Simplify, find the excluded values. Just B. Okay, how'd we do? Take a look. Okay, now this is where I'm gonna let you let loose a little bit. If you can diamond a box in your head, that's fine. I do expect you to show the simplifying of x plus two, so crossing it out. And if you can look at the original problem and go, x cannot equal negative one third, x cannot equal negative two without all the work, that's fine too. So technically, all you need is four sets of parentheses, an answer, and two x cannot equals. Or you can go all the way to two diamond boxes, cancel out, and all of that work for the excluded values. Anywhere in between there is fine with me. Okay, what's the answer for C? One. Yeah. Okay, now, technically, we're supposed to find the excluded value for this. Not if there's no X in the last one. Um, I don't know about the diamond and box for this. Oh, the bottom one? Oh, you can factor out a two. Okay, let's see if we can do this. I don't know if we can. I don't know if it's possible. Oh, it's a spicy meatball. Yeah, I'll leave it to you. Nothing. Oh, this one? I don't, okay. So you just play around. Literally, I would just try 7 and 4 in the front, see what I could get. I'll show you what my methods in a minute. Okay, last thing on this problem. I want to remind you of your good friend GCS.
Ooh.
So Mr. Guinan has hopefully nailed that in by yelling GCF repeatedly. But, so what did we review today? We reviewed diamond and box, difference of squares, and GCF. And those are the ones you're gonna see on these, but I just wanted to remind you that it was a thing. So first thing you should know is that nothing on this is cancelable. Okay, at the moment. X plus 4 to x plus 4. X plus 4 cancel. Okay. Any questions about C and D? Other than that crazy diamond and box, which actually took me a second. Not done? Okay. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, perfect. Okay, so 15, this is a reminder about canceling when there's no x's. These are just regular old fractions. The 2 and the 14 reduce to be 1 and 7. And the 3 and 9 reduce to be 3 and 1. Final answer, 3/7. So remember, multiplying across, 1 times 3 is 3, 7 times 1 is 7. This is just a 4th grade review problem. Okay, now B. B, we're going to do keep, change, flip first. Then we're going to reduce. So 3 and 12 make 1 and 4. 5 and 25 make 1 and 5. Final answer, 5/4. Okay, notice these don't have excluded values because there's no x's in them. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, next page. Coming in the home stretch. Yeah. How would you suggest I simplify that? Oh, mixed number? I don't want a mixed number. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do 16 with you. And then you guys are gonna work on 17. There's kind of a myriad of factoring and all different stuff. This, it looks long, but I promise you it's really not even that bad. Okay. A. Cancel, cancel. 4x plus 3 over x plus 3. That's it. You got to drop the pencil and walk away there. There's no simplifying that can be done from that. Everything else is adding and subtracting. So don't cancel out the 3's. Don't cancel out the x's. That's as far as you can go. Okay, now I'm going to go to the bottom. X cannot equal 5. X cannot equal -3. Any questions about A? Okay, now B, we're gonna write in keep, change, flip. Okay. All right, this is the last thing I need to teach you today. I mean, besides the practice problem, but this is the last thing you need to actually learn.
Yeah.
Excluded values come before and after the keep, change, flip. Let me say that again. Excluded values come before and after the keep, change, flip. Okay, what I mean by that is look at the original problem. What's in the denominator? 9x minus 1. So one of the excluded values is 1/9. Okay, is that okay? Now, after the keep, change, flip, what's in the bottom? I already got this. Now I need this also. I have to include excluded values before and after the keep, change, flip. So what is the excluded value for this in your head? Okay, but then -1 from both sides, divide by 2, -1/2. Okay. Next one. Okay, this one is trying to trick you. 2m plus 3 is the same thing as 3 plus 2m. That's fun. Look at CPM. It's trying to trick you guys. Okay, excluded values. X cannot be, what's the excluded value for this one? Yep.
Oh, for that one.
And then this one, -3/2, yeah. Again, if you can't do this in your head, it's totally fine. Just set them not equal to 0. Okay. D. On D, I'm going to take the y minus 2 squared and rewrite it y minus 2, y minus 2, just for clarity's sake. What can I cancel? One of the y minus 2 is beautiful. Okay, so on the top, I have y minus 2, y plus 5. On the bottom, I have 3y, y plus 2. Yeah, the thingies are going to be y equals, yeah. Oh, crap. Yeah, nice catch. Good job. Okay, now take a look at the denominator. There are 3 excluded values in this problem. What's the excluded value for this? Okay. Nope. 0 divided by 3 is 0. Okay, what is it for this one? -2 and +2. Again, if you're not sure, just write it out. It's okay. All right, last two together. 15x cubed over 3y times 4y² over 10x²y. So I keep change flipped it. That's a verb I made up. There's a lot of different ways to do this problem. In Math 1, I make them write it all out, all the factors in expanded form. Do you guys want to cancel now, or do you want to combine it and then cancel at the end? Depends on your brain. Okay, so let's combine first. So the top would be 60x cubed y². Does that make sense? And the bottom would be 30x² y². Okay, so this would be 2 and 1. This would go away. And this would take away all of those and leave one left over. You see what I mean? It's just 2x. A lot of canceling. Okay, if you can't handle that much canceling, this is what we do in Math 1. So this is what we do in Math 1. We would make this 2 and then cancel out 2 sets of x's, showing one left over and 2 sets of y's. It's always an option for you to do expanded form if you get stuck. Okay, last one. It's a keep change flip. I'm going to take the squared and write it twice, just because it's easier. Cancel, 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 cancel. Oh, so satisfying. Oh, good. Okay, now let's be very careful about excluded values. So let's look at the original problem first. So this is positive 3 over 2, correct? Okay, so x cannot equal positive 3 over 2. That's for this. X cannot equal 4. This is positive 3 over 2, so I don't have to write it again. Okay, then after the keep change flip, I already have this one. This one is positive 2/5. And then I already have the 4. Okay, now just for C, this is a keep change flip problem. I'm just going to show you how I factor because I'm lazy. I'm going to show you lazy person's factoring. Remember, the diamond in box is always there for you. Don't forget, you can always use it. I just don't want to because I don't want to. Okay, now I did GCF on the top, which is fine. And on the bottom, I noticed the front is 3x squared. There's only one way I could write that, which is 3x and x, because the only thing that multiplies to be 3 is 3 and 1. For the -8, I have a bunch of options. I have 4 and 2 and 8 and 1. But what I need to do is make sure that this and this add to be +10. Okay, so what would that be? That would be 4 and 2. And that would be +12 and -2. +12 and -2 make +10. Again, diamond and box is always there for you. Okay, now on this one, I'm doing the top by the, or the bottom because it's keep, change, flip. So I'm going to factor and flip at the same time. 3x and x. Okay, now I should have a big hint because I want canceling. You know what I mean? Probably. Does that make sense? -6 minus 2 is -8. Yep. And those I don't even need to think about. It's just too easy. If there's not a leading coefficient, there's no thought that needs to be done. Just anyway. Okay, so you guys can take it from there. I will finish these up here. I'm gonna freeze the screen. I want you to finish these and then I'll put the answers up for you to check in a little bit. Oh, I don't know. Let's consult the manual. What is it total? 1117D? Okay, let's check. There she is. Nice catch. Good job. Me, not lazy. Not- Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this one. So I'm gonna do these by 7. And that's gonna be 2 and 5. And these by 2, so it's gonna be 10 and 11. And then I'm gonna get 20 over 55. But then I notice it's divisible by 5. So that's 4 over 11. Yeah. There's so many ways to do them. It's like just whatever speaks to you. Mhm.
Are we allowed to just say like X doesn't equal?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. That's-
I know.
Do we have to like do it chronologically or like
Mm-mm.
lowest to highest? Like, percentage, everything?
Damn, Matthew, did you get 3/25 for B? Okay. I reduced it like 4 times. Did you get 3/25? Okay. I kind of want to do it now because I'm not going to be here. But can I haven't even finished C and D yet, so hold on. Okay, you guys, I think those are the answers for A and B. Just check them. I got 4/11 and 3/25. This 3/25. Did you get 3/25? 3/25. Oh no. Also on C, I wrote the bottom as x plus 4 squared, but you don't have to. You can write x plus 4, x plus 4. I don't care. Oh, I'm almost done. Jacob, did you get 4 and 4 excluded values for C?
Yeah, that's what
Okay,
I.
they're ahead of me. They're always ahead of me.
That's,
I know.
can you just send a little of that to my third grade? There's no one ahead of me. Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, honey.
It's okay. I came up with that. I did really good too. I spent yesterday.
That's good. 1 second.
Kind of got squared away and then I realized too that I still have access in homeroom to put some things to it, but I actually think I have the next week or two done.
Oh, that's awesome.
And think that I have it, so if things are too easy, we can move on, but I don't think anything's too easy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and they still don't get it. Because they haven't been done for school year.
So sad. What?
Yeah, I only got 3. Right, Brian did too, but Matthew's trying to get the credit because
I think actually,
He-
I
he
don't know
said
where the
it was-
three came from on the.
no, he's not the one who said that.
Yeah.
It was Brian and me who turned that.
They didn't want to take my credit.
Okay, so 2/3 and -4 from the original problem.
Yeah,
And then these two are on the bottom in the original problem.
Yeah, so then that's,
And then these two are on the bottom in the
yes,
flip.
it's like 2 minus 2 was on the bottom originally. Jacob.
wait, so even if it's on like if it's on the bottom of the thing you're dividing, you still have to put like solutions that it can't be.
So you have to put everything from before and after the keep
Yeah,
change
that's what,
flip.
that's what I was trying to tell you, like
Everything
everything.
from before.
Before the keep change flip and
Wait, so
after
we
the keep
also
change
have to
flip.
do things up here.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah, 2/5.
Jacob
I
tries
think
to.
it just worked out for that one, but
No, 2/5 is the only. Where else would 2/5 be?
Oh, wait, I mean like 4 and 3.
Oh, you mean the 4? Oh, because there's a 4 in both, you're saying?
Okay, so for.
This one had way more canceling than this one.
For the division, we have to find all of the solutions that make this equal to 0, this equal to 0, and then. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
Oh,
They-
really?
That's how, they don't take me seriously.
Yeah.
And even when I have a good idea, they try to take it for their own.
Okay, real quick. So on D, I did the GCF of 6 here, but then there's a GCF of 3 there. Don't forget, I'm like 3 minutes away. Don't forget to GCF the 3 on that one. It's been a minute since you guys have done this stuff. I like it. Does the -1 make sense? It's like, okay. Oh, because you have to do it before you cancel.
Oh, okay.